So, The Walking Dead. Let's talk about it. Um, this is my first time going live on this channel, I believe. But yeah, let's talk about The Walking Dead. So, recently, hold on, let me see if I can. Recently, I've been wondering about how The Walking Dead is going to look going into the future. And there are a lot of different possibilities. Um, Now, for one, I mean, there are some fans, there are some people, I should say, who want The Walking Dead to end, feels that it should have ended a long time ago. Um, I'm not one of those people. Like, for example, um, for instance, there are people who think that the show made a huge mistake in killing Carl off, and they think that once that was done, that the show should have wrapped. Actually, they believe it should have wrapped even before that because Carl should have never died. They say there's a lot of different perspectives. I'm of the opinion when I think about The Walking Dead, for some reason my mind goes to other things like Star Wars, for example. Star Wars is continuing to grow, and it's been a thing for a very, very long time. There's a whole bunch of lores, a whole bunch of fan theories, a whole bunch of what ifs, a whole bunch of new reveals. They're still producing things in that universe. And I think to myself, why can't The Walking Dead be the same? Oh, okay, let me see if I can put a picture on up on here. Is that possible? I don't know what that is. Okay, I don't think so. Yeah, anyway, so my hope is that for the future, that The Walking Dead explores all. I don't see why it can't go on for a long time, especially considering the state of what The Walking Dead is. It's an apocalyptic scenario, and in that particular scenario, there are many different possibilities, many different ventures, many different characters that can be introduced, should be introduced, need to be introduced. For example, Daryl started off in America. Now he is in a foreign country, foreign land. He the apocalypse took him from one side of the world to another side of the world. That's the kind of that's the kind of scenario that this show is. That's the kind of situation that the characters in the show are in. And also, I don't for like let's take Judith Grimes. Judith is part of a new generation. When The Walking Dead started, there was one particular generation, and when Rick had kids, and he wasn't the only one that had kids, other people had kids, or Zeta had a kid, you know. Um, Now suddenly there are new people introduced in Apocalypse, and Judith can grow up. We can see her stories come to life, her uh, her hardships. We can see her hardships come to light. Those can be episodes right there. She can meet somebody. Those can be episodes, and by somebody I mean somebody she likes, the guy she likes. Those can be episodes. They have children. Those can be episodes. So on and so on and so on. And obviously, in the course of things like that happening, there's going to be um, new people to meet, new people to fight. I mean, for example, Negan and the Saviors. Are we really? Does it really make sense that in the entire world, in the apocalypse, that Saviors, um, that kind of a group, is the only kind of group? That makes no sense at all. They can't be the only villainous group in the world of The Walking Dead. There's probably tens of savior-like groups, maybe hundreds, maybe even thousands. There's so many different things that can be explored when it comes to The Walking Dead. So when people say they should have never even started spinoffs, I don't see why not. If anything, spinoffs make all the sense in the world when it comes to this particular universe. So when it comes to The Walking Dead continuing, I'm up for it. I'm all in for it. I don't see why not. I don't see why it can't be one of those series, one of those shows that continue for maybe even generations to come. Honestly, I think the Walking Dead universe has at least a solid decade of different things that it can touch on. I mean, Daryl getting back to America, for example, well, if getting back to America isn't a small feat, and as we know, Daryl is going through a lot of trials and tribulations to make that happen. If they wanted to, they could wrap it up in one season, or if they wanted to, they could wrap it up in 5 seasons. Right now, we're awaiting season 4 of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. If they wanted to, they could extend it for 4 more seasons. Because, well, he's not, his goal is a huge goal. It's not a small one. Getting from the foreign country that he's in all the way back to America is going to take some time. Why not make it actually feel that way? So, yeah, man. The Walking Dead has numerous possibilities, numerous possible subjects, new characters that could be introduced, new stories that could be introduced, and potentially new fan favorite characters that could be introduced. Now, I hope that Daryl Dixon doesn't bite the dust for a while. And when I mean while, I mean, well, Beth said he's going to be the last man standing, right? Why not? If you're not going to make it that literal, if you're not going to put in such a literal sense, at least put in a general sense. What's up, Jeremiah? Jeremiah says we need Rick, S&D Daryl to reunite, and then we need to do 2 more seasons of The Ones Who Live, one with Morgan and one with Daryl reuniting with Rick. Yeah, Daryl reuniting with Rick is a have to. And people want to talk about blows, major blows, things that got them upset. You know, they want to talk about Glenn dying, even though it was completely canon. It was canon. It happened in the comics. I don't really understand why people are so upset about that. It happened in the comic. But anyway, my point is that people want to be mad about this and mad about that. If you're going to be mad about something, be mad about the possibility of Daryl actually not reuniting with Rick. That would be literally the dumbest thing ever. Literally. Jeremiah says Rick can make a cameo in Dead City, Maggie and Negan's story, and it basically Dead City is more of a Herschel story to me. Oh, don't even get me started on Herschel, man. I'm not gonna lie, the actor who plays Herschel, yeah, could be a bit better, man. I'm not really feeling the performance. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's such a pity. It's always a bummer when an actor or actress doesn't really have the acting chops that much, and yet they're playing a vital character. If you're playing a character that's like, you're not really that important to the story. You're not really that important to the story. We can forget about you in a day or two. If you're playing a character like that, then your acting chops aren't going to be really demanded. But if you're playing a vital character like the son of Glenn, come on, man, you gotta show us something. Um, but yeah, that would be a way to get the ball rolling on Rick and Daryl having that, uh, reuniting by having Rick somehow come up in the storyline of that city. Yeah, I can see that happen. I can definitely see that happening. I mean, where the city where Negan and Maggie are in Dead City is a lot closer to where Rick is now, because now you know, he made his way back to Alexandria. Well, we can see him touch down in Alexandria, but he made his way back to Michonne and them, which obviously gives us a huge indication that he's close to Alexandria. And obviously, Alexandria is way closer to the city that Negan and Maggie are in than it is where Daryl was in. So, uh, but yeah, I wanted to go live just to say, let's please not end the Walking Dead universe so soon. Let's have this thing going, man. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. There's so many different possibilities. So many different possibilities. I think a lot of the fans will love it. At least the core fans, the ones that really matter, the OGs, the one that stayed in, didn't quit just because one character that was important to the story died. Like, I mean, it is what it is, man. You can't expect your favorite people to survive forever. Daryl Dixon is I'm pretty sure I can confidently say that Daryl Dixon is my favorite character. If he were to bite the dust, I'd be so angry. But I'm not gonna riot. I'm not gonna stop watching The Walking Dead. I'm not going to stop 2 episodes short of something big about to be introduced when we know it's going to be introduced. That's just ridiculous. I don't understand those people. Hey, maybe I'm crazy. I don't think I am, but I don't understand those people. Um. Anyway, y'all. Um. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I'm pretty sure. It's been nice chatting with y'all. Don't be a stranger. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.